scream like that? Oh, my God.
Hell no, it's too early for that.
They did that to us a couple years back.
They did.
That's what happens.
I lost
He's
it.
from
I
L.A., but from the
lost
Valley.
He recovered enough to catch fire in the second quarter, though. The Hornets put up 138 points. But, Chiney, where do you stand on creepy clowns?
Absolutely no, never, no. But where I stand on the Hornets, they're really exciting, especially LaMelo Ball starting the season averaging like 28 and 7. More importantly, I believe they got 72 bench points. When their whole squad is smacking people like he did right there, it's going to be a pretty decent year. Good turnaround in Charlotte.
Yeah, Charles Lee's doing a nice job with that team. The Bulls, they beat the Magic, but did you see Paolo's shot with 0.1 seconds left? It didn't count, but it would have sent the game to overtime. Richard, Chicago now 3-2. Did we underestimate what this team can do?
No, I don't think we underestimate them. I think they're a team, as Paolo, I think they're just a team that's always going to be in the mix until they decide to go the other direction.
I mean, that is... Oh, gosh, it was so close, and yet not quite. Can we call this the Tobias Harris revenge game? The Pistons, they got their first win of the season. Philly, though, 1-3. Shams reported that Joel Embiid is now playing 5-on-5 scrimmages. So, Perk, how easy will it be for Philly to turn this around?
It won't be. I mean, we don't know how Joel Embiid is going to look. We don't know when Paul George is coming back. And at the end of the day, the Eastern Conference, they got better. And like I've been saying, it's going to be hard to win regular season games. They need their guys.
The Warriors, they beat the Pelicans on back-to-back nights. Remember, no Steph, and somehow they just keep winning. Golden State hits the road now, though, for a 5-game trip starting Saturday. Will the success travel, Bobby?
It will, because they've got a defensive identity right now. The only team to hold an opponent under 90 points twice this year, but here comes that road trip. Boston, OKC, and Cleveland on the way.
On the road again. All right, let's take a look at today's electric moment. It's brought to you by Hyundai. Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren, they faced off for the 4th time in their young NBA careers. It's already, though, one of the best budding rivalries in the league. It isn't really a fair fight in terms of teams.
True.
OKC, we expect.
Not really a fair fight? It's definitely not a fair fight.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the co-favorite for MVP, knocks down a 3.
Well, look, when you watch OKC, they have their system, they have their guys, they have their roles. And look, San Antonio's in a much better place than they were last year. But ultimately, I still see them trying to figure it out, where OKC is just like finishing where they left off.
Holmgren gets a nice little 3 to go there. He's starting to heat up a little bit in this one, Chiney.
Yeah, what I love about him is he's attacking the paint with force so that when he gets those threes, it's like he's earned them, he's delivered them, and he's knocked them down. You can see the offseason work on full display.
Holmgren had 19 points. He shot 7 of 10 from the field. 5 minutes remaining here. Caruso kicking that ball out to Lou Dort. That's a different kind of Dort.
He's been shooting that thing.
Dort had 20 points. OKC won this one, 105-93. So the matchup between Victor and Chet, it's been fairly even, but last night wasn't the case, at least in terms of individual numbers. Chet outplayed Victor. Victor took the fewest shots in any game in his career. And of course, Chet and the Thunder have now won 3 of their 4 meetings here. I'm gonna start with you here, Rich. How can they get Wemby going here? What do you diagnose?
Well, we talked about Karl Anthony Towns. We talked about Dirk just a little bit about that really big player that needs to get closer to the basket and work inside out. Where with Wemby, he needed to get stronger, not bigger, but stronger, so he wasn't pushed off his spot. The difference between other bigs have the ability to get a smaller player and back them down. But he's so tall, and he doesn't have that low center of gravity. So Alex Caruso was guarding him. Different guys were guarding him, and he's not able to dominate them and push them down. So for me, what I think, get him in that free throw line, get him in those elbow areas. Tim Legler talked about it on the broadcast. Face up. Now they can't touch you when they face up. Now you try and do some stuff. But the other thing about guys like Kevin Durant and Dirk is they were 40% shooters. They were some of the best shooters that happen to be 7 feet. He has to improve his shooting percentage. That will help that.
The greatest draft prospect since LeBron James. The guy that was supposed to go to San Antonio and save the organization. He might need to borrow my costume right now because he is not on the verge of this season of showing that, right? And he's struggling. You know why? Because at 7'5", you get Chris Paul, you got to get in the paint. Here it is right now. You talked about Alex Caruso guarding him. Look how far he catches the ball. Now, look, this is how you switch on to a defender. Now, look at the loaded paint and how guys are loaded. Activity. And look at this. They throw it to the post. It's a trap. Alex Caruso pulls over, active hands force a turnover, right? Victor Wembanyama, he needs spacing if they do decide to go to the post. Look at this catch. Out on the perimeter, guys sliding those puppies, stand down on the pump fake, and guess what else? Activity, active hands, force another turnover, frustrated, ended the game with 6 points.
His advantage is not out there. Yes, we can all be in awe of a 7'5" guy that can handle it like a point guard. That doesn't mean it's his advantage. That's not his advantage, and you can see it on the floor.
And that's real, and that's why, and shout out to Jamal Crawford, one of the most skilled guys to ever play the game. But we saw Victor Wembanyama go work out with Jamal Crawford this offseason, and there's nothing wrong trying to add to your bag. But you got to take a page. I would rather you get away from wanting to be Kevin Durant and start being more like a Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
But
let's get up in that paint.
Look at their 5 that are on the floor. How can they create space for Victor when they don't have a whole lot of shooters out there?
Yeah, I think the key is getting him in places where no matter what, he's undeniable. And I love that Giannis Antetokounmpo comp because over 3 years, we saw from his rookie year to year 3, what did he look like? He looked different, but it might be a little different for Victor Wembanyama. And I like this idea of the top of the key, the free throw line. That's where we see so many great bigs do their damage. Karl-Anthony Towns last night. Joel Embiid realized he can't be doubled there, even if he's not attacking the basket. Who else is it? Porzingis, a key factor, knocking down those top of the key three-point shots. The reason why I say that area is important is because he may not have the physicality to blow through people, but if he has the extension on his jumper and it's closer to the rim, that's a comfort zone. I always say this, good players have go-to moves, great players have counter moves. He is so skilled that he has so much freedom, but sometimes when you are fighting to get these wins, you just need one place where you know you can deliver. And I think right now he's trying to discover where that is for him.
They're going to get one back soon. Devin Vassell, who's been out since
That
October
changes
1st.
so
That
many.
changes the dynamics there because those double teams now just opens up the floor.